Perfect. So now we are thrilled to officially introduce today's moderator, Lisa Carruth. I'm sure we are all familiar with Lisa, but just in case you need a refresher, Lisa is the Director of Membership and Events at Brayburn Country Club, and she's also the Vice President of PCMA. She's a seasoned leader in membership and marketing within private clubs, and she's known for her creativity, strategic thinking, and her passion for helping fellow club professionals succeed. Lisa was the perfect person to guide today's conversation, so she'll be here to keep the energy and ideas flowing. So with that, Lisa, I will turn it over to you.
Good afternoon / morning, everyone. I'm excited to be on this Zoom with y'all. I think this is a topic that all of us relate to. Keeping all of our ideas together and getting better through idea sharing is one of the most valuable parts of PCMA membership. So I'm excited for this. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do a quick little icebreaker. Who can talk about an event you recently hosted that totally surprised you with how well it went or flopped in a funny or not so great way? Please feel free to answer out loud, use the chat, raise your hand. Anyone? Bueller?
I'm Tech. We at Sundry Country Club. Hi, sorry, my name is Katie. I'm the communications manager at Sundry Country Club, and we recently hosted our 50th anniversary party. And I'm sorry, I don't have the camera on. I can't figure that out right now. But we recently hosted our 50th anniversary party to celebrate 50 years as a country club, and we had that in March last month, and it went incredibly well. Very excitingly, it went very, very well for us.
What would you say was the biggest piece of planning or whatever that made it so successful?
I wish the other person that was going to be on the call was here, because she'd probably have a little bit more to speak to that. But the food and beverage aspect, they took over the majority of the planning for that, and they just worked together as a very, very well-oiled machine. And they were able to pull off an incredibly successful, very large-scale party, larger than I think anything we've ever done here.
Oh, that's awesome. Congrats.
And the woman that might be joining us, her name is Jess. She should be here in a few minutes. She was a big part of that.
Very exciting. Anyone else?
I'm Anne.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Hey,
I'm
Hannah.
Ann. I'm from Sugar Creek Country Club. We recently in February did a dueling pianos night, which we haven't done anything like that before. And it sold out within a week of me promoting it, which is insane for anything we've ever done. Also, with our crowd, we had no idea whether it was going to be a hit or not. So we were lucky it was so successful. And we're doing another one in June now.
Good job. Good job. I need to steal that idea from you, by the way, so you'll have to send me your contact. For anybody that doesn't know, Hannah is the communications manager at Sugar Creek and is an inspiration and does an incredible job. Shanna Bright, who does private clubs online, called out Hannah as one of the clubs to watch. So Hannah, put your social handles for the club in the chat.
Absolutely.
So people can follow y'all to see all the fun, creative, funny stuff that Hannah puts together. She does a great job promoting their events, engaging with members. They have something called, is it Month in a Minute, where you record a bunch of videos about all the events that are going on at the club?
I'm about to have to go make that as well soon.
Do your department heads hate you for doing that? Like, are they like?
They don't love it. For y'all who don't know, Month in a Minute is just every month I try to do a digital newsletter. It's never a minute long because we have so much going on, but I have every department head who has stuff going on in their department say, like, if there's a wine dinner, I have the food and beverage director say, on May 31st, we're going to have an Italian wine dinner. And it's just each director saying what's going on. It's mostly me, but you'll see everybody. It took a while to get them to want to do it, but now that we do it, everybody's just expecting it by the end of the month.
Sweet. I'm going to come back to you on that a little bit later, if that's okay.
Okay. Absolutely.
Perfect. Anyone else?
I have something I just did. This is Angie from Thunderbird Country Club in Rancho Mirage, California. this year, it was the first year that I did an event called the Thunderbird 20 Club. In the past, we've done a employee 10 club, which we celebrate employees that have been here for 10 years or more. They are on a plaque in the back of the club, well, in the clubhouse, but they have a big dinner for us here where the members do all the work. They dress up as the, like they put on the servers' outfits, they do the busing, the
Oh, how
bartending.
cute.
And so anybody that's been here 10 years or more, even retired, comes back for that every year. And it's a total event with a DJ or band, and like we dress up and everything. So that's what we did. Was we've done that since like 1977. Most of our employees have been here 20 plus years, like most everybody, but well, kind of that gave me the idea to do what's called the Thunderbird 20 Club for the members who have been here 20 plus years. We have an, mixed membership with a median age of like 69 years old. We have lots of 50-year-olds, but we're not a family type community.
Mhm.
So in order to keep retention, these members who had been here for 20 years were feeling not as important anymore. And I've been hearing it for years, and and these people mean the world to me. They're like my family. So I decided to do Thunderbird 20 Club. We put, actually I went to grab this, but we have like a picture with all their names
Oh, so cute.
that we're putting in the clubhouse, but we did a whole event. I went back. I mean, our club's been open since 1951, so I went back and took me weeks, but I did a slideshow with, I made sure all of them were in the slideshow from all of our photos. And I made a book, like a magazine. It was called, we call our newsletter Bird's Eye. So I did a bird's eye through the years, and then I found all their new member photos and I put them on one section, and then all their memories from the bird's eyes. So if they were in an article or something back then, or a photo, the front was bird's eye through the years. The second part is a welcome new members. So I did a magazine. It was like 100 pages. And I'm telling you that, like, for any of you clubs that have that older membership that feels left out, they are like, it just charged them up to stay even longer, because some of them were kind of like, I just don't feel like this is my club anymore. We were really struggling with that for years. So Thunderbird 20 Club will happen every year. So now people, some of the members that are like at 19, 18 are excited because they know they're going to get, we only invited them. So it was not the young members, it's only them were invited. So they felt really special. We had a photographer, a band, like a step and repeat. We made a speakeasy in our men's locker room, and then they went over to the ballroom after. But I just highly recommend something like that for any of the clubs that has that generation that feels left out. It really has changed them totally. They feel really special now.
I love it. Great job. Anyone else?
I'll go. I'm Michael Allegria. I'm from the Venice Golf and Country Club in Venice, Florida. And we just recently did a Margaritaville party, which sold out really, really quickly. There was a waiting list for it. We had over 200 people attend. And for our club, that's really, really good. And we did something really unique where we did a table decorating contest. And the members decorated their own tables. And we were thinking, they were going to do just little things here and there. They went all out. They were even going around like the landscaping around the clubhouse and cutting trees and stuff to put on their, because they were taking it super seriously. And they had a blast. I think we went through about 40 bottles of tequila. It was a lot of fun. We had a band, a Margaritaville tribute band that went, that came and sang that everybody loved. And I took really great pictures all throughout the night. I was the photographer throughout the night, and I put that all into like a slideshow, video slideshow that we posted on Facebook, and that we sent out to all the members, and they really enjoyed seeing themselves having a good time. At one point, they brought beach balls on the dance floor, and and our average age, our median age is about 73. So these people knew how to party. It was really good.
Perfect. I love it. Fantastic. All right, we're gonna move on to the survey results. I appreciate y'all taking the time to do the survey prior to us getting on this call because it helps us to know kind of how to direct the conversation. These are ranked in kind of order of the number of responses for, kind of our top 3 challenges. Driving attendance for club events. I think pretty much all of us can raise our hand that, that can be a challenge for some of us. Engaging younger members through social programming. I think that's a challenge for most of us as well, but like with Angie's Club, making sure that our more seasoned and tenured members feel appreciated and part of the community as well is important. And then kind of idea exchange in regards to what kind of fun events we're doing at our clubs that other clubs can kind of take and plop into their club to engage their members. Those are kind of the things that we are going to talk about today. And then what marketing channels have been most effective for your club's promotions? I think it is for so many of us still, email is, our newsletters are still king. Whether it's a monthly newsletter, a quarterly newsletter, a weekly, month in a minute, like Hannah does, something along those lines. Printed materials, flyers, posters around the club, things like that, still are very effective. Website, club member portals, those are still key as well. Word of mouth and member referrals. And then social media. I can tell you word of mouth and member referrals. We are doing our first ever adults only night at the pool prior to the pool opening. Our pool season here runs May through September. And we decided to do an adults only night in a couple weeks. And we asked our house committee to kind of help us market this and engage it. And a couple of guys took that very seriously. And we already have almost 60 people coming, which for a Friday night, early May, the demographic that we're targeting, we're pretty excited about that. So that member referral, word of mouth certainly helps. All right. So we're going to open up the floor for some more discussion about what promotional strategies are moving the needle on your event attendance. Are you having any success with cross-promoting events? What's working for y'all? Is it text? Is it email? Is it members recruiting? What is it? Don't all talk at once. The response is overwhelming. I can tell you that.
Go ahead. You go.
Go ahead.
One of the things that's starting to work for us again is using the staff to cross promote events. So having our other clubhouse, we go at lineup now for the ones that needs more attendance. We have them talking up to all of their tables, telling them how it's going to be such a great event, giving them the details again. So really using that staff to talk it up, kind of giving them a little behind the scenes if something fun's going to happen. That's been kind of the best for us right now, trying to do that again, something we moved away from a while ago, but bringing it back because we know it works.
Perfect. Do you incentivize your staff to do that? Like the person who is responsible for the most registration event RSVPs gets like a $50 gift card, or do you?
No, but that's a great idea.
Can I?
Because okay, there you go.
Yeah, I love that. No, we don't do anything with that, but they do like, they'll do an incentive though for like comment cards. So
Okay,
but that's a good idea for the cross promoting. I like that.
So when you do that though for the staff, is that like you have like a weekly meeting with them? Is it just you just send an email to the staff, say, hey, let's do this event, or we're just telling the staff to look at the events and go from there?
So I'll stop by their week. They do every day morning lineup before service. So we'll go to we have one restaurant located in the clubhouse I'm at. And it's kind of, we'll go over in the morning, hey, for whatever, we're having a wine dinner in May that only has 6 people signed up for. It's been open for a couple weeks. We're kind of shocked that it's not, so we're really trying to promote that right now. And then our dinner restaurants, they'll do their lineup at 4 o'clock or 4:30. I'll go up there if I can't make it, telling the manager, hey, let's make sure on their duty sheets on lineup, what we're going to cross promote. So we'll pick a different event, or the other clubhouse will pick something that's happening at their clubhouse to promote.
Do you give them any kind of printed material to give?
We just, it's all on our club app, so we encourage them to, tell them to go onto the club app to get more information. It's so easy to register. So our staff does know how to help do that.
Okay, thank you.
Good job.
You're welcome.
What else? Anybody else? We've actually started to segment our marketing a little bit. For our older demographic or more seasoned members, we are using more email and Facebook marketing versus for our younger members, we're finding that they're more responsive via text and Instagram postings. So we're actually kind of boiling that down a little bit. Our text platform has been really successful with a lot of our more younger family targeted events.
Can I ask a question about the social media?
Of course.
So is the social media pages you're posting on, are those public pages or are those like private groups, like a Facebook group?
So our Facebook is a public page. Our Instagram is private. We just figured out that the reactions we're getting, we're tracking it through some of that and asking them, hey, where did you, did you see this in the newsletter? Did you see it on Instagram? We're tracking it kind of more internally. All of our stuff is public just because we don't have private pages. But we're finding that the RSVPs that we're getting from, or likes that we're getting on Instagram or anything like that, are all coming from our younger demographic. Our older demographic is on Facebook. We're kind of split right now. So who's trying new stuff like RSVP tracking, wait lists, incentives? Like if you make a reservation by a certain time, you get X pricing, or you get.
We've done that twice, where we did for our Easter carnival we just did from this date to this date, it was $35 per person, and then that last week, the last 3 days, it bumped up to $45 a person, because last year we had this insane amount of walk-ups where we had 200 reservations and then it ended up 450 people, and we were not prepared for that. So we've done it twice now with Halloween and Easter, and it works. I mean, last year, 2 days before, we were at 250. This year we were at 450. So
that kind of
that
like
really
early bird
works.
pricing.
Yeah, and it's not
Okay.
even really early bird. It's just like the last 3 days before the event, we bump it up about $10, and
And
it's
then is
worked
there
for
a
Halloween.
walk-in price too on top of
There,
that?
well, no, the walk-in price is just the $10
Okay.
more, and we had maybe 2 groups of walk-ins this time because of that.
Good job. Anyone else? All right. How do you approach your event marketing for your bigger seasonal events versus your smaller gatherings? Like, is your marketing for, I don't know, whatever your club's biggest event, like our biggest event of the year is our 4th of July event. We market it very differently than we do necessarily our wine club dinners, which tend to be more intimate, 72 or less. Anyone?
We do what we call the Big Six events. So we have them during season, and we create a season at a glance kind of pamphlet that is available to all the members and is online. So for those really big events that we do, that's what we tend to do. Paper works really great with because we have the older demographic. The majority of us is the older demographic.
Perfect. Anyone else?
I would say, hi, Corbin here, Coldstream Country Club, Cincinnati. Michael noted the season-long pamphlet. We did like a season-long activities guide here, which came out April, kind of had everything April through October, but those big events for the year, like the 4th of July, our fall festival, they get like full-page call-outs there. But then you got to like follow up like 6 weeks out, probably maybe 4 weeks, depending on your reservations. If you sell out, kind of where you're at, like 2-3 weeks out as well, I think. So
awesome. Great job. Does anyone here do a year-long kind of what these guys are talking about, like your seasonal for the clubs that operate kind of more on a year round. Do you do a year-long calendar at the beginning of the year that you send out to your membership with kind of all your big highlights for the year?
Yeah,
We
hi.
do.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. We do
Luke here from the Bridges
oh,
Rancho Santa
yes.
Fe, and we're year round here, and we do our best to get all of our events on that calendar. So many of our members are planning, 3, 6, 9 months out, and events that we add into the calendars, maybe smaller events. Sometimes we struggle if we don't struggle for attendance if we don't get those on the calendar, 60, 90 days out.
Yeah, good job. Perfect. Anyone else? All right.
Oh, I was just gonna say, hi, it's Carol from the Bay Hill Club. We do a calendar too. And it's always challenging getting the team to get it finished and laid out, idea wise for the whole year, right?
Mhm.
So we put social events, racket events and golf events on it. And then we
Love
pick
it.
12 different, kind of beautiful pictures, which is the members really love. And we have that ready by the January of each year. But we do find a lot of pop-up events take place after that as well. So we kind of don't pigeonhole ourselves into the calendar, but I guess you would say the big events and then those that we have carved out already. And it works really well.
Fantastic. Thank you. Um, when you come up with those pop-up events, like we're talking about that maybe are on your, calendars that you're sending out, what's the most effective way to make your members aware? How often are you shooting things out via text or email? How do you market those quick turnaround events?
This is Ashley File at Quantity Journey Club in Florida. When we have pop-ups, we have push notifications through our Pace Setter app that we can send out. We also realize that our Instagram stories get a lot of traction when we do pop-ups. We'll get a couple hundred views on a pop-up Instagram story and get a lot of people to come out. We also have a weekly email that we send with upcoming events just to remind the members, but if there's something pop up, we will add it in there. But really our push notifications and our Instagram stories are really getting our pop-up events out there to the majority of the members quickly.
Fantastic. We have a countdown clock on the top of our email for our biggest events, our weekly event that we send out. It's got a countdown clock. A couple weeks ago was our big Easter egg hunt, and it was, 10 days, 2 hours, 4 minutes, 3 seconds until Easter egg hunt. And for things that we're trying to push or big things that we're doing, that's effective for us in kind of making people aware. We've had to do that because it's Mother's Day in 2 weeks, and we understand that our event will grow 30 to 50% in the next 10 days because I love you guys, but you guys are the ones that are responsible for making brunch reservations, and men tend to not typically be on top of that, at least our men here. So no offense to the guys, of course. Perfect. All right, let's go on to question number 3. On our survey, these again are ranked in kind of order of the responses. Our themed social gatherings, holiday parties, social events are most successful. Family-friendly activities, I think, are still reigning king for a lot of people. Wellness and lifestyle events and member networking events. Somebody talk about some great success stories in terms of themed social gatherings. Anyone?
I'll go.
Sweet.
Yeah, we're trying to obviously like the big family events, you think of the holidays. So we tried a couple different things this February and March where we did a superhero brunch where we had Spider-Man, Wonder Woman, a couple other superheroes out. So it's like a Sunday brunch, and we actually had on Super Bowl Sunday. So it was originally themed the Super Sunday Brunch.
Cute.
With some superheroes there, and that went pretty well. But then we had, kind of building off that, we had better momentum and attendance at our Waffles and Wildlife, which I know we're not the first club to do that, but just to have like, it was like a local, I don't know if you call it a farm, but they had some snakes and some lizards and turtles, all kinds of different reptiles, where, you know, it's probably still too cold here to go to the zoo on a cruddy day like that, but you can come to the club, and they were in our living room, essentially, just, you know, on the floor, and kids got up close and personal access. So those are things, you know, outside of the main ones that we're getting every year, that we don't have to fight for attendance for bigger events. That was something we tried and went pretty well for the kids.
Love it. Love it.
Luke again from the Bridges. I just want to mention an event we had a lot of really good traction with recently. We did a local heroes event where we made inroads with the firefighters, the police, the local fire, you know, people like that, and had them come out to the club. And it was kind of like a kids event. They had the fire engines and the cop cars, and it was really great. Our members were really appreciative of it, and it makes inroads with those people, because the sense of safety at a private club, I think, is really important, and anything we can do to foster that is always really well received.
Great job. Love it.
We're about to do a Tides and Treasures pool party later this May, and it's already gotten more reservations than I thought we would. And I'm hiring like mermaids and pirates and stuff. It's more of a kiddie event, but we have a lot of kids here at the club. But we'll update you on how that goes. But so far, so good.
Love it. We're doing a fun at Brayburn. We're doing a fun Cinco de Mayo event this Friday. It's a tequila and salsa tasting, and we have a tequila rep coming out to do a tasting of 5 different tequilas, and it's about a 30-minute tequila education class and tasting. After that, they're going to go to our member bar and do a salsa tasting, and we have our employees make salsa, and the members get to try it and vote on the winning salsa. And then that employee gets a trophy, their picture in the newsletter, their recipe in the newsletter, and then their salsa gets served all summer at the pool. It has become a sense of pride. The guy that won last year displays his trophy on his station in the kitchen. We had several different kinds of salsa. It was something pretty cool. So that is definitely something fun that we're doing. That's kind of seasonal themed. All right, discussion topic number 2, engaging different member demographics through marketing. I think we talked a little bit about this already, but how are we marketing to our different demographics? Are you changing your tone? Are you choosing your channels? What are you doing to reach your different demographics in terms of your membership?
This is Ashley in Ponte Vedra. So we have the Facebook page for the older demographic and those weekly and monthly emails, as well as physical newsletters. For the younger demo, we have our Instagram, our social media, our push notifications from the app. So we have the marketing aspect kind of dialed into which demographic likes which. I think the hard part for us is that we're trying to target, you know, the 30 to 40-year-old young professionals come to an event where we will create an event that we think appeals to them, but it really appeals to everyone. And so we end up getting those 60, 70, 80-year-old members going to it, and our younger members are still looking for that special thing for them. Despite us planning it for them, our other members enjoy it and want to come, which is great. We love that everyone loves it, but we're trying to more so target the event to be a group of that 30 to 40 young professionals, and not exclude, but really include that demographic. So that's where we have that difficulty.
Has anyone tried any specific targeted email marketing I recently did a juniors only. Our junior membership is like ages 25 to 34. And I planned a specific happy hour for that group of members. We only allow 60 of them prior to Valentine's Day dinner in a separate room, and they all came and kind of had cocktails as a young executive group, if you will. A lot of the wives didn't know each other, which was great. A bunch of them then ended up going and sitting at kind of bigger, typically your Valentine's dinner is, tables for two. We had six tables of 8 of that younger demographic. A couple of them brought guests. It was pretty, but I did an invitation in Canva that I emailed out to that specific demographic. So they were the only ones that knew about it. We didn't promote it any other way. That seemed to kind of make them feel special because they knew it was a juniors only event. Anyone else?
We have changed how our men's opening has, we're a golf club. So we changed how our men's opening has been run. Last year we had to cancel men's opening because of lack of participation. We couldn't figure out kind of how to get the younger or the older or both mixed in. So we ended up changing the date of the event from a typical Tuesday to a Friday late afternoon shotgun. So we moved it to a 3 p.m. shotgun on a Friday and changed the format of the tournament, which appealed a lot more to a younger demographic. I think we're at about 80 people registered, and the event's not for another month.
That's
which is
fantastic.
unheard of for us. Everybody's into late signups, but obviously the date change and the format change has worked incredibly well from having it canceled last year from lack of participation.
Fantastic way to adapt. Good job. Anyone else? So that's a perfect segue, Erin, into our next topic. How are we adapting our traditional club events to appeal to changing member demographics and really also to, I think, changing member habits? I've heard it a couple of times today. Members are slower to make reservations, to respond to the events that we're planning. How are we adapting our traditional club events to our member demographics? Anyone?
Maybe just adding in new events, like for example, our young executives. I think there's a real opportunity to get some networking type events on the books with some of our more tenured members. I know individually in different settings, some of our younger members have really appreciated asking questions and bouncing ideas. So maybe not typically adapting traditional events, but adding in new events to make sure the YEs and the equity golf members are mixing.
Perfect. Hannah, do you want to talk about, don't you guys do a business club breakfast or like a business networking breakfast that you guys bring in a speaker? Don't you do something like that over there?
They did. That was before me. They've talked about bringing it back, but I think it was successful for a short period of time. And then it was the same people over and over and over. And so
Okay.
it kind of just fell off. But that was 2+ years ago. So they have been talking about bringing that back though.
Okay, perfect.
But I will
Anyone else?
say, for the demographic thing, like the piano night I told you guys about, that was very much a young adult situation. I mean, there were people older who enjoyed it as well, but for the most part, it was younger people. But with that, I had a lot of feedback from our older group because they went and they were like, "Oh my gosh, it was so loud. It was this, that." It wasn't for them, and I understand. So because of that, I've already found a new group that does the dueling piano type of situation like they want, that's more laid back, they can have a drink, they can still talk. So instead of changing events, I'm still doing the dueling pianos to do stuff for our younger members, but now we're just adding something else to appease our older group as well. So a lot of it's I send out surveys after every event, and so that's how I'm getting most of that information is our older crowd. I ask how old everybody is so I can see who's enjoying it is the younger people, and the people that are saying I hated this, it was too loud and I didn't like the curse words. They're the ones that are, 60 plus or whatever the situation may be.
Perfect.
So at Coldstream, we actually have 2 different holiday parties.
Mm-hmm.
Have our snowball and our blitzensball, and it's never been outright said. It's kind of like Ashley noted earlier, like you're not marketing, this is the event for younger members, this is the event for older members, but it's kind of turned into that. So the snowball is definitely the one that trends older. Now the band selection is different as well, because at Blitzensball, our younger member holiday party, the DJ there's a little more interactive, and we even had a few members there that ended up doing karaoke during, like, with the band on stage, and with 80 to 100 members there. So it's interesting how those two, again, we've never said this is this kind of event, this is that kind of event. They're very similar in nature, live music, dance floor, good food, but they've just kind of in their own way, one's swung this way, one's swung that way. So
That's pretty interesting that they've naturally kind of delved into
unspoken.
Yeah. But that is the power of member to member marketing, because they all tell their friends, hey, I'm going to this one. My dad, who's also a member here, he's going to that one. So this might be the younger, cool one, or this might be that other one's going to be too loud, as Hannah noted. We don't want to go to that one where all those young people are going to be noisy and cursing.
Mm-hmm.
I know we have a lot of people who are interested in some specific event ideas to entice all of our age demographics. Event ideas, marketing strategies, driving registration seems to be something that we all sort of want to talk about. How do we drive registration? I love Hannah's idea about incentives for not pre-early bird pricing, but changing pricing as it gets closer. I think that's fantastic. We have about 20 minutes left. It looks like. Let's move on to the next slide. Some unique programming and events that has worked well. These are also from the survey. Hannah has already talked about her dueling piano night, which is fantastic. Sounds like so much fun. Who's doing Battle of the Chefs? Is that person on the call?
Maybe.
So yes, I'm here. We did Battle of the Chefs.
Tell us all about that, because that sounds super cool.
Yeah, it was really fun. We've done it 2 times now, and we set it up on our patio, and we had we have, like many of y'all, several dining outlets. So we had all of our culinary teams kind of pair up. So I think we had ended up with 5 or 6 stations. And they all came up with a dish or kind of like a little mini meal that they created, and competed with each other. So it was little action stations, and the members could go up and taste. And it was kind of, they browsed around, they got to know a lot of the staff, many of them that aren't, in the forefront on the floor. They're all back of the house staff. So it was a cool event, because it kind of got them out to meet the members, got them interacting with them, and then also the pride when they won. So they all of the members voted on who was the best, and then we made a big deal about it. We gave them a trophy and did an awards presentation and put them in the newsletter, and that has been really successful 2 years running. So we'll see. The 3rd year is always the year that we'll see if it tapers out or if it continues to grow and be exciting. But we try to make something a little different with it every year.
Love it. Love it. Hannah, what would you say was the coolest thing about your dueling piano night that you did when you talked to your team about it? Were they like, what?
They were a lot of my ideas. I find my team is a little hesitant over. I've gained their trust over a certain period of time.
Good.
But the best thing about that was the range of members, because we have all different types of people. And I would say just about everyone was there. There was that older demographic who didn't like it, but there was also a lot of them that did. And so there were people, you know, in their 20s all the way up in their 70s on the dance floor together, intermingling, people you don't normally see. I think that was the best part about it. Everybody was having a good time because dueling pianos, it's all kinds of songs. Everybody knows them. It's sing-alongs, that kind of stuff.
Perfect. Who's doing the WOW events, Women Only Wednesdays? Okie dokie. Because I think those are fantastic. I think engaging moms, women, helps create retention and member value. Because sometimes we forget about moms or tend to just focus on the guys or think that golf is the only thing that matters. So don't forget to do specific women themed events. Anybody want to talk about their ideas on this page before we move on?
Okay.
All right. This is kind of bringing it all together. What's a new event or a twist on a traditional event that surprised you with its popularity? Hannah, I'm sure you were surprised with your dueling pianos. Who else?
I feel like the overarching, like what everybody kind of keeps saying, and it's good that you guys that we're doing this now, but it's almost, I think Hannah, you were talking about the like feedback surveys that you guys will do after events and finding, you know, if it is a full member event, right? Taking those feedback surveys and finding that like demographic that maybe did not really enjoy the event, whatever it may be, and kind of tailoring, you know, next time you do the event, finding what that hole is and almost adding an element there to appeal to that demographic. So I think that's really interesting. All of you guys have kind of said that, but like in your own different ways. So just listening to everybody talking about that aspect of it is very interesting.
How do we keep our event calendars feeling fresh, but keeping all those, you know, Easter egg hunt and men's member guest and all the things? How do we create new stuff on the calendar to become future club traditions? Where do you guys get your event ideas from?
I've been trying some stuff because, like, without trying to spend money, I'm trying to add things without spending a lot. I recently, in December, I tried doing music bingo and just down in our restaurant because it's free for me to do, and I just hand out $10 gift cards if they win. It's only like 5 people win, so it's not a big deal. They loved it so much with the Christmas music. It's now a monthly event. So this month I did Disney music bingo. The dining room was full of kids. The month before that, I did 50s and 60s music bingo. So like it's super easy to change demographics with that. All I do is make a playlist on my phone, and I can send you guys. I'll plug it in a second. The website I use, and it just creates the bingo cards for me. I cut them out. It's so easy, and I just sit there and play the music, and they love it. It costs us zero money. And then I added a pasta station outside the restaurant, so they can go, and that's another alluring thing. So a normal like bland Thursday now has like 50 people coming just to play bingo, and it's so simple.
Love it.
And just to kind of go off of what Hannah was saying, you know, doing things that, you know, you can still have fun and not have to spend a ton of money. The event I was talking about earlier where we had our margarita event and we had a table decorating contest. So guess how much we spent on decorations? Nothing. And they had a blast doing it. We had a contest. The food and beverage managers and myself were judges, and we went around, and the winner, and all they won was a special plate of nachos and a margarita pitcher. That was it. That's what they won. And second place got the same thing except a pitcher of beer. And that's it. But they had a blast, and everyone really enjoyed it. So you don't have to spend a lot of money, and little easy things that can cost you nothing.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Just to piggyback off of what Michael said, as far as not spending money, we've had a lot of success. We're down here in San Diego, so we have great weather most of the time, and we have a lot of things to do. We've been taking members on little excursions. We went to a Padre game on Sunday. We've driven up to LA to see a Rams or a Charger game the last couple of years, and we did an outing at Torrey Pines Golf Course for the Farmers Insurance Open. And what we've been able to do within our membership, one of our members' company had a courtesy 10 on 18 at Torrey Pines. So he opened that up to our membership, and we got our members a great trip for a great price point. If we can network within our membership to set up these excursions, we can offer a low cost trip, which doesn't cost the club any money if we price it right.
Love it. What's your most offbeat event that has worked? We're doing a belly flop contest for Labor Day every year. On Sunday of Labor Day weekend, we have an adult division and a kids division. And the first year I was kind of like, are people really going to do this? It has now, because they win like a WWE belt. And it's a thing, and people are now talking, hey, when's belly flop? Are we, so they're all excited about it. And we put the winners and their belts in the newsletter. We take action shots. So our newsletter cover this month, because we're kicking off pool season, is a belly flop shot of her, and it looks painful to me, but they're having a ball. They love it. There's points, they're judges, members judge, and there's points for style and creativity, like if they flip or if they twist or if they do anything like that. It's a family focused event that's out at the pool, and it typically, I don't know how many of you remember being in Houston for a conference a couple of years ago, but it feels like a sauna. So not so much fun always to be outside in September, but it's a great opportunity to do something really fun and kind of definitely offbeat. Anyone else want to go with an offbeat or non-traditional? All right, we have about 5 to 10 minutes left. New member events, this came up a lot in the survey. How are we connecting new and seasoned members? Cocktail parties, new member events, anything like that?
We did, we're a very seasonal club. We're actually closed from June to October. But when our members come back, we have our opening party, which is huge. But what we have been doing for the last few years before that is anybody who joined in the last season, we invite them to like a day before the opening party. We have what's called a Taste of Thunderbird, and that's for all members. But we invite the new members like an hour or two before, and we invite the board and membership committee and their sponsors to come an hour before, and we host them for that Taste of Thunderbird event, which is so they start off on their own. We do like a kind of tell us 2 fun facts about you. We go around the room, have like music and appetizers, so they can all get to know each other. And then we just let them out basically to the membership, and they get really engaged with everybody. It's not just for them. We want them to know everybody. We have a small membership, but this Taste of Thunderbird is like, we have tons of wineries that come out. Our chef does all these charcuterie and food stations, and it's one of our most popular events. We have music, but we like to kind of just immerse them into the whole membership. but give them a chance to kind of know each other because our club is just, everybody knows each other. Everybody's
Yeah.
like a family here, the staff, everything, and it's easy to do, but it just kind of, we make sure that they're meeting other people that way. So that has been really successful, not just having just one event for them, but event that morphs into a membership event, and they always meet tons of members and build best friends from that event. So it's really good.
Love it.
Angie, can I ask a question? What time of year do you hold that event? Because I'm in the similar situation where most of our membership, they leave because they're snowbirds. They leave back up north.
Yeah.
And we were trying to do like a member mingle like this
Yes.
upcoming week, but a majority of the new members can't make it
Right.
because they live here only part-time. Most of the people live here part-time. So what time of year are you doing it? Like end of October, beginning of November?
Beginning of November. We just wait till we open, that we know everyone's going to be here. That's why we do it the day before the opening party. We know everybody's going to be here. I let them know about, a month or two ahead of time that they're going to be invited to this. But it is very successful for attendance because everybody comes for the opening party. So it's like basically the second week of November. Because if I were to do things right now, most of our people have left. So I get it. But so we are kind of done with events as of Easter.
Yeah.
But so same thing, I would highly recommend like November first 2 weeks if you
And
have an opening party or something, combine it with that.
do those new members get any kind of like special incentive to come? Like, do you give them free drinks or?
So our Taste of Thunderbird event is like a $200 event. So we host them for that.
Okay.
And instead of we've had separate parties for new members, but then they're just with new members and sponsors. We
Right.
like this because this costs less probably, we're hosting them, just them and their spouse. And then, so it covers the whole event. They meet tons of members. They're not just meeting new members. It's super successful.
Okay. Thank you.
This year, our spring opening cocktail party is on Friday. So we invite new members who have joined anywhere from kind of the first week of May into Friday before. And we invite them as a free guest to the opening cocktail party, whereas it would be a charge for regular members. This kind of touches on two themes. So one is what we do for integrating new members. And then the second is because of the NHL playoffs and the Winnipeg Jets being in the playoffs, their next game after tomorrow night will be Friday night. So we've adapted the spring opening cocktail party to what we're going to call the Whiteout Welcome for whenever the Jets are in the playoffs. We have like a big whiteout party here, and it's a pretty huge thing. So we're just adapting our spring opening cocktail party to be a whiteout watch party instead.
Love it.
Encouraging all of our members to dress in white, wear their Jets jerseys, and we're going to have every TV playing the playoff game at the time. So we figure that might encourage more people to come, but may also encourage people who wouldn't normally attend the spring opening cocktail party, like our younger demographic, to come and join this big whiteout party.
Love it. Fantastic way to adapt. Last question, because we're running out of time. What's a hidden gem resource or tool that your team is using to streamline your event planning? Because I know we're all interested in tools. Okay. Fantastic.
Does everyone just like take phone reservations along with app reservations along with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I wish there was an easier way.
I know there's $1 million idea for somebody.
There you go. Absolutely.
This is Ashley at Palm Beach Drive. So we do the app and the phone call reservations, but to really streamline how our members get, so it's a different twist on that question. we've taught them now that the last Wednesday of the month is when our newsletter goes out, which includes our newest events, upcoming activities for the next month, and that is what opens everything on our app. So they really know when to look for these new events that are happening.
Oh,
On
fun.
them. So previously, you know, it was just, oh, we'll add one to the app, add one here. This is new. We didn't add it last month. Let's add it now. But we really now have a rotation of when things are new, it opens on the same day. So members are now trained to the last Wednesday of the month at 2:00. When the newsletter goes out, they know that's going to have the new events in there. That's going to have the upcoming for next month, and they know that they can open reservations. So it makes it easier on us saying, oh, that doesn't open until next week, or oh, it's already full, but you hadn't seen it because we put it one place but not the other. Really streamlining how it gets out there and when it gets out there has really helped.
Love it. Jordan, what other slides do we need to cover?
I think that was pretty much it.
Okay.
So thank you everybody for joining. We did record the session and there were a bunch of us taking notes. So give us a couple days to get the recording out and kind of compile all of our notes, and we will send out a meeting recap to all of you. So
I highly recommend, if you are not part of the club newsletter exchange, there are a bunch of communications directors and membership directors. There's probably, I don't know, 75 to 100 clubs that send in their newsletters from all over the country. It's a fantastic way to get new event ideas, see how other clubs are marketing their events. Highly recommend that you become a part of that. If you want more information on that, shoot me an email or a text. Happy to get you connected with that group. As always, continue conversation in the forum. The forum tends to be one of our best idea exchanges. Way to get answers from your fellow club professionals about how you're marketing or fun new event ideas that you need.
awesome.
Thank you all so much for your participation today. We would really like to continue to do these idea exchanges in the future. So looking forward to your feedback and any ideas you have on future topics for these. We'd love to have that.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much. And we will be in touch soon with recording and meeting recap notes.
Sounds great, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks all.